Right guys, this is HC McEwen here, and today I'm doing a video on whether it's Arsenal's best chance in ages to win the Premier League title. So, as we know, the Premier League is 8 games in already, and we've already seen one huge surprise, and that is Chelsea being utterly shit. Yep, I didn't want to have to use that language, or wait, I actually did want to use that language because it's really fun for me to say that. But anyway, with Chelsea somehow falter, it leaves Man United, Man City and Arsenal to challenge for the title this season. And with such a big player like Chelsea already out of the title race potentially, does that mean it is Arsenal's best chance to win the league this season? So I'm going to do 3 reasons on each side of the argument, and after I've done, I'll let you decide in the comments or in your own mind what you think is the right option. Right, so let's start with yes, Arsenal can win the Premier League. Any team, in my opinion, that has Alexis Sanchez on form in their team is 100% within the title race. Alexis Sanchez, he can do anything it seems. He can score hat-tricks, he can bring us out of a bad place, he can score from long distance. And he also does like to score in big games, which a lot of Arsenal players are criticised for. He scored against City last season, he scored against United, he scored against Liverpool. I think with Hazard being quite good last season, or quite good, really good for Chelsea last season, and Chelsea obviously going on to win the league, meant that Sanchez was like sort of second bested by Hazard. But this season, with Hazard seemingly out of it already with the race for the PFA, Sanchez is going to be there, and he's probably going to go in for the kill. He could be even better than last season, and that could lead Arsenal again to winning the league this season. My next point on why Arsenal can win the league this season is I feel like our team is really balanced now, and it's more balanced than it has been since we last won the league. Yes, obviously our team isn't that much different from last year, but now we have such a great goalkeeper, and although Gary Neville does like to criticise us, we have a very good spine as well. We may not have 6'4" warriors in those spine positions, as Gary Neville says, but I think they don't need to be 6'4" warriors anymore in this game. In the modern game, I feel like it can help, but that's only when you need to grit out a result, and I feel like we've done that this season, and so why do we need to buy these players? In our spine now, we have Petr Cech, who is a world-class goalkeeper, no matter what anyone says, and he's growing into our team game by game, and I'm really liking it. As well as this, we have a centre-back pairing of Koscielny and Mertesacker, and occasionally Gabriel, who I think Gabriel is really good, and he's quite young and really promising. Mertesacker is criticised by a lot of people, but just because of his pace doesn't mean he's a bad defender. And Koscielny, I think, is world class. Although people disagree, I think he's amazing. In midfield, we have a Coquelin and Cazorla combination. Yes, Gary Neville, obviously they are not 6'4", but if you look at the stats, Coquelin is better than Matic this season and the second half of last season. And if I was asked right now, would I have Matic and get rid of Coquelin, I would say no. I'd happily have Coquelin over Matic at the moment. Then onto the attacking midfield, we have Ozil, who I really like, and he's absolutely amazing player. I don't understand how people don't rate him. Ozil is absolutely world class, and after the Man United performance last weekend or 2 weekends ago, that shows what he can do against a big team, and hopefully he can do that in more of the big games for Arsenal this season. And that will give us a massive chance of winning the league this season. And now, onto striker, which I think is the only one I'm unsure about in this so-called spine of our team. I am really happy with the other people we have in all the other positions, but with the striker I'm not so sure. As I know, and all the other Arsenal fans know, Olivier Giroud, Theo Walcott and Danny Welbeck are all really good strikers. However, none of them are really top class strikers like Lewandowski, Suarez, Aguero, Benzema. And I'm not saying those strikers are easy to buy, because obviously they're really expensive, as we found out, or that Benzema didn't even want to come to us last season, or for this season should I say. But that doesn't mean that between the 3, or even just between Giroud and Walcott, they can't get 25 goals, 30 goals between them. And this obviously then compensates for not having the 30 goal a season striker that everybody wants to win the Premier League. Now, off of Arsenal, and on their rivals I could say, Manchester City seem to be the only team. Obviously Man United are up there. I think United got a bit lucky at the start of the season, and against Arsenal it just showed that in a big game they can easily get pulled apart. Obviously there's Chelsea as well, but it's just unlikely that Arsenal, United and City are going to drop all them points that Chelsea are behind. Of course it can happen, but I just think it's unlikely that all 3 will drop it, so I just don't think that Chelsea will come back into the title race this season. Which obviously means and shows it is Arsenal's big chance this season, as really in my opinion Man City are our only real contenders. Obviously Man U will be there and they'll be a hindrance, but I don't know if they have what it takes to win. Moving on to the side of why Arsenal can't win the title. Arsenal haven't won the title in 11 years, and obviously most of their players, apart from a few, haven't won a title yet in their career. And a lot of people do say that to win a title you need to have that grit to go through the whole season and to keep consistent and win that title at the end of April or May. And if none of our players really have experienced that sort of pressure before, then obviously it's going to be difficult for them to just do it out of the blue this season. And this sort of leads on to my next point, which is also that Arsenal don't really have any real leaders in their team. Like, those really loyal Arsenal fans will probably pick up Santi Cazorla, Arteta or Per Mertesacker, but I think if you're going to be honest as an Arsenal fan, like I'm trying to be now, then I don't really think we have any true leader on the pitch, and that might hinder us in our title chance this season. It's like we don't have that true fighter that old teams that have won the league did have. That one big player that had the never say die attitude and just pushed the whole team forwards in those games that you thought were lost and then they end up winning. And finally, on why I think Arsenal will be lucky to win the league this season, is that Man City, although they have been a bit stuttery recently, they have got an absolutely amazing first 11 and squad, and that's going to be really difficult to compete with. As well as this, you've got to think that obviously we have pressure to win the league, but it's not as great as Man City because they've spent over 150 million on it, and Pellegrini's being looked at to be replaced by like Guardiola, let's say. So there's no way that he's going to just let up the title really easily. Players like De Bruyne, obviously Aguero's out at the moment, but he's going to be raring when he comes back. And it's whether this Arsenal squad is talented enough to hold off Man City and go on and win the league. Right guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing my opinion, and you can always give me your opinion in the comments. If not, I hope you enjoyed the video anyway, and I'll see you guys next time.